Good morning, traders. How are we all today? Let me know how you're doing. Let me know in the chat who's with us today. Great to see you all. What's been happening? It is Tuesday, the 4th of March, 2025, and I look like I'm on my own, but I'm not. Mr. Alex, evening, Henry. Is it evening where you are, Henry? I forget what the time difference is for you guys. I never know if it's like really, really early or if it's evening or what it is. So good to see you, my friend. Hope you are well. We have got Alex joining us in a little while. He's just gone off to check something. But we will get straight into things and start looking at what is happening on the markets today. Obviously, there was a bit of a carnage when it came to the markets yesterday in terms of the indices. As you might have seen, there was a bit of a sell-off yesterday. We have had some news overnight, and we've got more to come today. So this week is going to be quite an interesting one when it comes to the markets moving around. So let me just get some music playing. I've been working on some new background music. So hopefully that sounds all right. Let me know if the volume's all right. USD CHF going down as planned. Morning, Stephen. Good to see you. How are you, my friend? 6 p.m. 6 p.m.? So it's 9. I'm confused, but okay. Good evening to you, Henry. That's all I'm going to say. I'm a little confused, but that's easily done these days, so it's all good. So yeah, we have got plenty of news. Here he is.
Wow.
What?
I was in lovely profits on GU. What has just happened? Market opened and just clattered.
Ooh. Hello. What was that? What was that all about?
Maybe I spoke too soon in the group.
Yeah. I hadn't actually gotten to the charts yet, but yeah, look at that 1 minute candle. Suddenly decided, no, we don't want Alex to make any profits today. Where was your stop?
Oh no, my stop's still underneath the lows.
Oh, okay, all right. So yes, we've we already had some news come out overnight. So we've got the Aussie retail sales coming out as expected. Consumer confidence in Japan has come down, and unemployment in Spain is looking actually quite good. So that's the good news. We've now just got to wait for more Euro news to come out today before we then see some Australian dollar overnight. So there's nothing too big on the US dollar for now. So it's really just this morning that we're going to see possibly some volatility. I don't think we're going to see too much. The EU tends to be quite efficient with its predictions and whatnot. So we'll see how that plays out. Strength scores real time. We're seeing the CHF. I see Henry's looking at the USD CHF today. So the CHF is looking very, very strong. Aussie dollar looking very, very weak. If we look at how yesterday closed, we can see the pound was very, very, very strong across the board, and the CAD was looking quite weak. So if we're looking for any gaps that might have formed yesterday, then the CAD and the pound might be good ones to look at, as well as CAD JPY, which I think was also one that somebody was looking at yesterday. I think Victor was looking at CAD JPY yesterday. So that might be one worth looking at. So let's have a look at pound CAD. Oh yeah, look at that. That's quite the move, isn't it? On the 5 minute and on the 15 minute, my goodness. Wow. Yeah, that's quite a pump up, isn't it? What do you think, Alex? What does that look like to you? Ranged for quite a while, tail end of last week, and then just broke out yesterday morning. Very, very nice move, I've got to say. Potentially one to play out. We've been above the 200 for quite some time, so could be looking to pull back to the mean. What do you think?
What's it on the 5 minute?
On the 5,
yeah, I'd probably be looking for a short.
I'd be looking for a short around this area here.
If it gets up there, I'll be definitely not looking for the short.
No,
for me, if it gets up there, for me, that would be showing way too much strength for what I'd be looking for. To be fair, where it's at now, taking out that high into that area of supply, if that's hit the 50 fib, then that's a really nice area that I would say is a sell. Wow, that's really annoying. That pound position.
Let's have a look elsewhere. Henry's looking at the USD CHF, selling off nicely. Where did you get in, Henry? I'm curious. We were coming into this zone here. Can't select that one, unfortunately. Let's take it out to the weekly and see what did I have marked out. Last week it did come down. What was I looking at here? On the 3-day, 2-day, maybe it was the monthly. Not sure. Whatever it was, it's been broken. On the daily, we've taken this level here, and it looks like we've still got a bit of a way to go on USD CHF. Looks like risk off is where I'm seeing most of the markets going. If CHF is looking strong, then probably be seeing gold as well, and gold would make sense if you saw Daniel's comment in the ABL community. He was looking at the latest contractions, and the contractions that he's looking at is something like this. So you'd have a contraction here where you've got the body sitting within the body of a master or mother candle, as he calls it. You've got another contraction here, actually, this one here on the 4-hour. So looking like potential buys coming in for gold as well, which again would also tie in with the risk off sentiment. Hamed, good to see you, my friend. Thanks very much, Hamed. I'm glad you appreciate the happy face. I didn't realize it was so happy. Ask me at the end of the day if it's still going to be happy.
Yeah, so, gold looks really nice for continuation, 100%. Pound, I really want to see what it's actually going to do, because at the moment it's a bit of a. I'll pull up my chart and just show where I was looking with this. Because this is really in a make or break area.
On GU, are you talking about?
Yeah. So if you see, I got into it here, and it pushed up a good 12 pips. The idea was my stop's actually in an all right place, but we've had a really nice push up, a consolidation around this area. We have a look on the 1 hour. We have literally just retested this area. So support, resistance, broke, support, continuation to take out these highs. That was the overall idea. But now the market is just opened, it really is yeah, it's not really playing ball at the moment. Let's have a look on the 15-minute again. So this is like its last really defense, I think. If we break under here and we take out all of these lows and it doesn't end up in a wick, then maybe we'd be looking to take out these areas here, and then maybe even a 50 fib, maybe even a 50, a 200 EMA on the 15-minute.
Yeah,
that is.
This is what I don't like the look of this level here. Let me show my screen. On the 15-minute, you've got 2 wickless candles at equal lows, and that's I agree with you, that's your level where it gets negated and where you almost the trade gets invalidated to some extent. Your stop's down here somewhere, isn't it?
My stop is 26.88.1.
26.88.1. Yeah, see, your stop might be a target because 26.88.7 is where there's major liquidity, because it's just a perfect equal low at 7 to 7.15 for some reason. I'm not sure why, but you can see it there, and it will be the same on the 5-minute. So it's not a very good base to start from. But on the 5-minute, you're seeing a nice pump back up. So it could hold for later. On the other side of it is also an equal high. They're not wickless, but it is also an equal high. So not on the 15-minute, but on the 5-minute. So if this 5-minute continues in this bullish momentum, then you might be all right. If we take it to the 7-minute, the 7-minute's looking more positive. The 7 looks like it's giving you a nice, clear indication that price is going to leave that level that I mentioned earlier for later. And the same for the 11 as well. The 11 looks, although, let's have a look. 50, ooh, maybe not. I'll tell you for why, because the 11-minute actually has identified that it's a triple bottom on the 1-minute. So I'm not sure you'll necessarily get the momentum to push all the way up. But there is still this liquidity here.
Yeah.
So, but I can see us today looking at taking this today for sure. There's very little chance that this will be left behind because it's a 15-minute double bottom.
Yeah, I'd look the Asian range to be taken out. So if I put them on the trading view, because it's just a lot cleaner. So this was the overall, obviously the overall trade. I'm showing my email address. So that really is the overall target. My target's a little bit lower, but I do think it's going to take out this wick here. And I think we're decent, man. Look, if you have a look on the 1 hour, look how perfectly break and retest continuation type of trade that is. Right off that wick, found solid support. EMAs are pushing higher. We found support on the 21. We found support.
Can't hear you, mate. You've silenced yourself.
I have, yeah. No,
you're now using the wrong mic.
Oh, seriously. Go.
There we go.
So yeah, we'll see. I still think there's momentum here. That was a really scary candle for a lot of people, including myself. That is not the kind of price action you want to see after you've broken these highs. But the good thing is we've broken down. We haven't broken under these lows, and my stop loss hasn't been taken. So yeah, that's also good. Gold, we had the beautiful trade yesterday, which was this one, which I didn't trail, which is a shame because that was would have been a massive. I didn't trail. That would have been a massive trade. This was the trade from yesterday in the live stream. No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
I thought you were going to trail it.
I was going to trail it, and then I was just like, do like, especially when it's live trading, it's like Oh, I gotta take this call. Hold on. Sorry, guys.
No worries. The challenge I had yesterday was I was in a gold, and actually I'll bring up my MT5 actually. Let me bring that up for a second. So my challenge yesterday was where is it? So I'll share this honestly, because this goes out onto Alpha Beta, but it also goes onto Alex's channel, and it also goes on to the Mental Wealth Trader, which is my channel. And I actually found yesterday really quite difficult, and I was sitting there watching it last night, looking at what I did. And if you look at what I did yesterday, those were all the trades I took yesterday.
Wow, dude.
And I was thinking about it at the end of the day, and I mean, I had this beautiful GBP JPY that was just basically, brought me back to where I started, and was a rather redemption trade. But the last couple of weeks, I've been, well, as you know, Al, I go to therapy every week, and I've been going through a lot of stuff with my therapist in the last couple of weeks. And the Sunday night, I had terrible sleep. I had awful sleep Sunday night going into yesterday, and it's really hard to understand what you're thinking until you've actually looked back at your trading sometimes.
Yeah.
You're in it and you're looking at it and you just trade. And if you're tired, you're almost too tired to think. You're almost too tired to acknowledge or realize where you are, So I mean, yesterday I ended up down $87. So my balance is still less than 0.5% down, but I basically traded my P&L yesterday, as you can see, and frustrating, but we've spoken about it before. I feel as though trading gives me that self-awareness and gives me that that ability to know what's going on and be aware of what's going on. Whereas if I was in my old corporate job, whatever, I would have just been stressed. I would have just been annoyed, and I would have never really known why or what for. So
I think as well, when you're tired, your body craves energy or craves stimulus.
Yeah.
And some of the easiest ways of stimulus are sugar,
adrenaline,
trading, adrenaline,
anything
just for your body just to get its fix. Now, that is again a reason why sometimes it's better not to trade when you're tired, is because you could be getting into over trading because you're chasing that stimulus. And it is super common. Yeah, I've gone through this many times, and there are times where, to be honest, it creeps in a little bit as well. But you need to be aware it happens. You need to be aware that this is your blind spot. Like soon as you keep it in the back of your head, or you're writing it down, when you start to see that kind of trigger happening, you can then cut it off a lot sooner before you get into this. And there's sometimes you're going to be sitting there and you're going to be doing it, and you're doing it, but you continue doing it anyway. And you will go through that, but eventually it will get to the point where it's not going to be an issue again.
Yeah. And I think this is, this is something that we really want to kind of include in Alpha Beta Lab as well, is, talking about psychology. So there's going to be courses about that. There's going to be loads of information in there. We've got a dedicated body and mind channel as well, where people can share their ideas, share their thoughts. So I think that's, it's something I wanted to share with everyone, because I think, we can talk about live trading every day and we can go through all of this stuff, but I think it's important that we also talk about, what are we struggling with? What are we not finding so easy? Because it's all very well for you and I to sit here and say, oh, I'll take this trade, I'll take this trade, take this trade. But there's enough people out there on YouTube and social media claiming to take all wonderful trades and driving the Lambos and all this rubbish. Al, I know you're the same as me. I'd much rather be authentic and genuine and be honest and say, look, this is where I am in my journey. This is how I'm doing. Because that's the only way that others are going to really genuinely feel the reality of it, rather than the promised land of gold plated toilets and God knows what, So
it's difficult, but this is a journey that everybody has to go through. I've been trading since 2018, and I've been a boom and bust trader for a lot. I was a boom and bust trader for a long time, and I would go through spells just like the one that you're going through. And I can promise you, once you start realizing it and being aware of it, you can get over it. And there is lots of light at the end of the tunnel. Honestly, I'm going through
absolutely.
The last 2 years of my trading have made up for all of the years that I was making all of those mistakes. And I remember times where I'd, pass an evaluation or make a big trade, and I'll be super happy, super confident, and oh mate, you couldn't take the smile off my face and and that confidence that I was just walking around with. And then I'd come in the next week and just blow it all, and then some.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, then it's the opposite of that spectrum. Oh God, what am I doing? Am I even made for this? Why do I keep making that same mistake? Why would I even get into that trade when I know I shouldn't have got into that trade? And it's a horrible, horrible feeling where, but there's either two things that somebody could do. They either quit or they get over it. And I think you're in the road of getting over this little trigger. And that's all it is. They're just triggers.
Yeah.
Triggers that
absolutely
happen.
Yeah. And I think what I've noticed is, since you and I mean, we've been live streaming now for 3-4 weeks now, I think. About 4 weeks, actually, I think. And during that time, I've already seen a difference in my trading. Now, at times like this, I can't, I can't just turn off life, right? I can't just suddenly say, oh, right, well, my kids kept me up, right? Well, my kids kept me up, right? So there are going to be good days and there are going to be bad days. But one thing I have really noticed, and this is something I really want to kind of share with everyone, is the accountability that you give yourself when you are talking with others about your trading is massive. And I think that's one of the hardest things to do. I mean, right now I was sitting there going, do you know what, do I share how yesterday went, or do I just pretend it was fine? I'd rather share it, and I'd rather be honest, because we're in the public domain. We're sharing the reality of trading here. But since becoming more active with yourself, with Jonathan, with the wider Fivers team, I feel myself much more accountable to myself, because in a way you don't want to embarrass yourself. You don't want to be seen like the boom and bust. You don't want to be seen like the guy that's over risking everything else. But in a way, it makes you a better trader, because you know that others are going to call you out. Others are going to say, hang on a second, are you sure you should have done that? And that's why, we've got the Share Your Journey channel in the ABL as well. The opportunity for people to, I wouldn't say, criticize, but to critique and to offer advice and to offer encouragement and support, which I think is also going to be great for ABL as well.
Yeah, all a part of everybody's journey, and there's people that get profitable sooner than others. Others it takes a little bit. Well, you've only been trading for 2 years, mate. Honestly, you're way ahead of a lot of people. So but I agree that accountability, I think this goes back to Akash's question. He's seen people with like their psychology improved. I don't know if it's their psychology. I think it's just more execution of the plan of what they say they're going to do. And the more that you execute on something and it works, the less psychology you actually need. Truly, because
100%.
you've seen it play out so many times. If you lose the trade, the next one, you've got a possibility of the next one being a winner. And if you lose that one, You know that it's in. You know you're going to get it back, and
Mm.
you don't really
Exactly.
care about it. All it gets to the point is because you say you're going to do something when you're live, and you do it, and you live by the sword, die by the sword, or live by your plan, die by your plan.
Yeah.
Then it just starts. Your muscle of that starts getting stronger, and eventually, it's just more about the execution. But I agree.
Yeah.
I think live trading makes people better, but there are times where you want to get in. Oh gosh, Hamad, were you in the same trade then? Lovely.
Ooh. Oh, gold has just pumped a bit more.
Yeah, I'm literally my take profit.
GU's nice.
Yeah, GU's picking up loads now. So this is my take profit's just a little bit higher, but I'm looking for that to get taken out, to be honest.
Yeah. No worries, Stephen, mate. We'll see you later on. Yeah, and do you know what? I think the other thing is that when you're live trading, you, in a weird kind of way, you can't, even if you have a really complex strategy, you can't overcomplicate it in live trading because you haven't got the time. So live trading, I think, involves a lot more intuition and a lot more gut sense, if that makes sense, which you don't necessarily get if you're just sat there on your own analyzing. We talked about analysis paralysis. Live trading, you kind of just have to go with it and, as you say, live by the sword, die by the sword. So yeah, but I thought it was worth sharing that with everyone today, because I know we do a lot of market analysis and we talk about this stuff, and this is important, but I think it's also, just as important from the feedback we've had from members is that the psychology element is something that people are really keen on. So something that I wanted to share with everyone as well.
As a really happy note, I think I've just passed another evaluation.
Have you?
I think so. I'm about $200 away.
Without realizing?
Without realizing, yeah. I didn't realize, because this trade's up about $2,000 now, and I didn't realize I was already that close.
Oh, nice. Is that on, which one's that? Is that your 5K?
No, I stopped
Which
trading
one's that?
it. On FX2 account.
Oh, nice. Alex is spreading his risk here, guys. So yeah.
Loads of them. Having too many eggs in too many baskets. You gotta spread them out.
Exactly. Let's have a look at pound CAD, because pound CAD, we were talking about earlier, looking good for sells, and I tell you what, it looks really, really nice for sells. Let me just pull up my MT5 again. Here we go. Look at that. I mean, might just be missing it now, but look at that.
Is that what we were talking about earlier?
Yeah.
Hold you, mate.
Look at that. So we came up here. This was where we were talking earlier, and we were saying, all right, it's at the 50. Look at where it's gone to the 66 and the 6180.
Yeah. That's why I say I wouldn't want to get in the trade if it pushed up higher than that, because that for me would be like the momentum's on the other side. But that is just showing that the momentum's further down.
Yeah. And again, the only reason I'm looking at pound CAD, I wouldn't look at it any other reason other than the fact that yesterday the pound was really strong and the CAD was super, super weak. So that's the only reason I'm just seeing a divergence. I'm seeing a gap potentially appearing from yesterday's market and just applying it to today's market. As I say, it's something that Scruffy really, lives by in terms of looking for assets that he might want to trade. Obviously, you've got to take into account things like the ATR and stuff like that, and that's something I still want to refine, because you don't really use ATR, do you, Al?
I literally EMAs, fibs, market structure. That's it. Oh, is that it now? Come on, did I just?
You gone to TP?
No,
let's have a look.
It keeps playing around. If I would have just closed it, then I'd have been on the spot. But just
that was a really nice
another few pips.
Is this wick here that you want to see it taken?
Yeah, boys, we've done it. We've done it.
Is that your so you passed on that evaluation?
First phase, no.
Okay. Look, hey mate, every phase is a win. But yeah, so the pound CAD is one that I looked at purely because of that strength. But the ATR is something that I've got to add to it. So anyone out there, let me know if there's a TradingView ATR indicator that you guys use. Let me know, because I'm really interested in just adding that to into my Confluence, and just adding that into that expectations, because I've had trades like this appear, or I've looked at things like Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar, and I didn't look at the ATR. And what I should be doing is looking at the ATR. So what I'd like to have is an indicator that just appears on the chart that just shows me where is the ATR as a gap on either side, that I can see to how much I can potentially target as well. Just gives me an extra kind of way of managing those intraday trades. Let's have a look. How many trades both of you punch maximum per day? Or is there any rule? Do you guys? No worries, mate. Make for yourself, like limiting yourself to max 1% or something like that. Akash, I don't. As you probably saw earlier from my MT5, I'm not as regimented and structured as I should be, and that's something that I need to work on. If I'm honest, that is something that I definitely need to work on. So yeah. That discipline is what I'm missing, I think, and that's partly because I'm doing so many different things at the moment. So aside from doing Alpha Beta Lab, aside from doing live trading, aside from doing Fiverr streams, I'm doing a bunch of other stuff with other business ventures that I've got. Ahmed, I was just pulling this back up. You were saying about the commission. That commission figure that you saw was actually for the entirety of the account, so it wasn't just yesterday. So yesterday was still negative, but you're right. Yeah, in terms of overall, I am in profit. It's just that commission that's killing me. So I need to work on that. So yeah, maybe I just need to look at the indices where isn't any commissions. Maybe that's something I need to consider. Harash saying not every setup is best. Need to ignore a few trades. Fix it by not taking more than 2 a day. Yeah. That's certainly something to consider. Live trading make you to answer to our community, which itself is a responsibility which you generally don't take in normal trading. Exactly, Harash. Exactly. Yeah. I'm also working on back testing on that idea. Combination of that and the fair value gap in 1 hour, 4 hour almost guarantee the reverse. Yeah, exactly. So it's something that I think works quite well. You look at this strength and you just see the pound against the CAD. Alex has taken a pound USD. Is there possibly a pound Aussie dollar? Maybe. Let's have a look. Less so, but there is still something there, because that was yesterday, right? That was, that big move there was the bullish pound yesterday. So there's always bound to be some kind of retracement on the intraday. So that's why I look at those, and then if you're looking for something at the moment right now, then you can look at the real time. So that's why, okay, Aussie dollar CHF might be looking really nice. So let's go and have a look at Aussie dollar CHF. Aussie dollar CHF is selling off, right? So again, risk off. People are going back into the Swiss franc. Take that into the hourly. We can see that pulling down further. Take it into the 5 hour. Nothing here. Look, we've got nothing necessarily recent. The only thing we've got here is down here, and then we've got this liquidity level. So I could see price coming down to take this level for sure on Aussie CHF. Yesterday was an engulfing bearish candle, so it looks like we're going to still see more bearish momentum against the Aussie dollar in relation to the Swiss franc. So possibly an opportunity there as well, but we'd need to drill down and see what have we got happening further down into this area. What are we going to see price targeting and moving towards? So we've got this area here that might act as an element of support, possibly. So you might see price pull back up before it takes that level, but it's still going to be an inside bar on the daily, so it's still going to be liquidity level. So that's just one way of just looking for trades, trade ideas especially when you might want to look away from the news and look away from assets that are maybe looking a little bit too jumpy or a little bit too wiki potentially. Let's go and have a look at the indices. Yesterday wasn't a good day for the indices, as you can see. Pretty much, any kind of regains that they took after Friday were wiped out, and we finished lower than we did on Friday. Are we going to still see a bit of pump again? I'm not sure. It's looking weaker and weaker. There seems to be greater and greater sentiment overall. There you go. You can see on the same on the NAS, and the same on the Dow Jones as well. It's looking weaker and weaker, and there's a lot of sentiment towards the dollar and the American economy generally seeing a slowdown. If we go to Bitcoin, we had that pump yesterday, on Sunday. That's basically been wiped out. That's basically been pulled out, we can see it's starting to pull back down again, retesting the lows that were created. So it did come to this 50 level. I still wouldn't be surprised if we come down to the 70, the 72. I still wouldn't be surprised about that. I know everyone thinks, we've seen the bottom of it. I'm not so sure. I still think we're going to still see a further lower level.
Really ugly price action. Really ugly price action.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you look at what they were saying on Sunday, Trump basically talking about his Federal Reserve thing and everything else, and then an hour later adding 2 or 3 extra crypto coins to the supposed 5 that were going to be in there. All 5 were being held by his crypto tsar that he's got. So his crypto guy that he's got in his administration has a bag full of all 5 of those. And before Trump made his announcement, there was somebody had opened up like a 5 or 20 million position with 50 leverage just before he made the announcement. So unfortunately, as much as I'm bullish on crypto still, it's going to be a lot more volatile than we're even used to with crypto. And so it's just something you've got to be careful of, because there's going to be, you've just now got really, really big whales moving and manipulating the market, unfortunately. Not great for crypto at the moment. Memdex is really, really suffering, unfortunately, which is not what I want to see. But still got conviction in this one. They released some visuals of what Hello Moon are doing with it and what they're building in terms of utility. So still holding on to that one. Oil, interestingly, coming down as well. Look at oil. Oil is really, really pushing down at the moment. So interesting to see how that one's going to play out. Are we seeing some support now from oil, or are we going to see it bottom out further? There's not really much to look at in terms of these level further down until we go back to 2021, 2020, the pandemic era. So
I do think there's a potential day trade on Solana.
Okay.
On the day trade, though, if you got on the 5 minute.
Yep. There we go.
Yeah.
What are you looking at?
Where it's at now to 142.
Up to the EMA, yeah?
Yeah.
I could see that. Yeah, it looks nice on the 15 minute as well.
Yeah.
Retested this engulfing. We've got an engulfing here. You've got 1, 2, 3 engulfings. Looks nice for buys at the moment. Looks decent, certainly. On the 1 hour, 142 takes you up to this level to retest this area here, which looks nice. Nice idea on that one on the Solana as well.
Yeah.
What are you guys trading? I know Henry was looking at USD CHF earlier. Anyone looking at anything else? I know Hamed had a GU hit take profit. What else are you guys looking at? The DAX has taken a hit as well. Although we saw, it was more bullish, obviously, than the US indices. Yesterday, there was a lot of bullish momentum. It's taken a bit of a hit again today. So probably looking if we're going long still on the DAX, I'd probably be looking for something around this area here. See price come back and retest the 200 before it pushes on forward. Ahmed saying gold maybe. Yeah, gold is, look at that. Gold is just flying.
Oh,
Look
mate.
at that.
Oh, mate. Oh, if I would have
Look at it.
I would have just left.
That is just
That's
vicious.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying on gold. On gold,
So-
you got a trail. Oh,
So
mate.
to talk us through, what was it that stopped you from trailing yesterday? If you were to kind of sit back in hindsight, what was it that you were going in through your mind saying, I'm not going to trail this? Because you were the one that said to me yesterday, gold, you got to trail it.
I didn't want to give the profit back.
Mm.
Didn't want to give the profits back, and
Yep.
I'm still not ready. I'm still not. My trading, when it comes to trailing, isn't good enough to be used right now live. It
Mm.
takes, every time I trail, it takes me out of good positions before I'm not.
Yeah.
I need to practice with it. Really do need to practice with it. At the
Mhm.
moment, it's not good enough. And I just, when you're in the go time, for me, it's just, especially if you've got a size on it,
Mm.
it's just better get in and out. That's the way I'm looking at it. But that's the thing. I've got to understand, if I keep doing this, I'm never going to get those big winners. I'm always going to have the consistent winners, but I'm never going to have those really trades that really, change your P&L. Like that,
Mm.
if trailed, could change your P&L drastically for the month.
Yeah.
Serious payouts on that thing.
That's one trade that you're passing phases, you're getting funded, or you're getting payouts with just that one trade.
You're getting
That's why that's why Daniel is so good at his gold trades, and he makes so much money from it. This looks like a nice potential area to see more buyers come in. If this doesn't hold, then it might start to pull back again, because it's hit this area on the 1 hour. So we've got an engulf inside bar on the 1 hour, but there's this, if I pull back, there's this engulfing candle here where price pushed back down, and it was then ignored afterwards. So that's why I'm looking at this as a potential area of reaction for price to do something, and it has reacted. So it's come down to this area here with this engulfing. You've got this 1 wick, 2 wicks. This one's taken out these two and the body of this one as well. But it has been negated now, I think. Let's have a look. Yeah, and it's closed. No. So I think you might still see some sells coming in on gold. That one's less convincing now. So that might be the reaction. That could well be the reaction. And if you look at the 11 minute, there you go. 11 minutes closed with a wick rejection. So again, probably coming back down to retest this area before pushing
those types of candles though are not reversal candles though. That's not a reversal.
No.
That would be
not a full reversal,
yeah.
but you will see a pushback from those quite often. Because on the 5 minute you can see this is why I look at the others. You look at the 5 minute, that you've just got a bullish and a bearish, right? They're not, that doesn't show me anything. But then if I look at it on the 7 or the 11 or even the 15, suddenly I'm seeing that rejection, and it becomes a lot clearer. This pump is a big old pump, and it will have to retest some of it at some point. It might be an opportunity for a buy around about this area here, because you've got a liquidity level here as well. So if it comes back to this area that I've got marked out on the, is that on the 4 hour? Yeah. So the reason I marked this one out is because this was an engulfing to the upside that wasn't respected. It just powered through it. So this is an area where there's still orders sitting, and I'm expecting some kind of reaction from it. So it could be a nice area for price to come back down. But it might take a while. It might take a while. It might do something like this kind of action. So it might take a little bit of a time to pull back down and then push on back again, because that's what we tend to see, right? When you see a big bullish or a big bearish move, you see this one here, for example, big impulsive move, and then it slowly comes back up. Again here, big impulsive move, slowly pushes back up. That's just how gold tends to do it. It can occasionally just go up and then straight down, but it's not really how it works, at least in my back testing. You can always see this one here pulls back up and it carries it on, so it's not necessarily going to give you the overall bias, but this one I would probably be expecting, where's my I can never find the paintbrush. Where's the paintbrush? There we go. I'll be looking for something like this, and then something like that. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So, Mr. Popularity is back on the phone again, so we'll give him a minute. But yeah, that's what I'd be looking for in terms of gold potentially. It tapped into a 4-hour and daily order block looking for sell setup. Yeah, it could be. It could well be, Hamed. So yeah, you might be in sells already. That might be an intraday sell opportunity, but it will take a while to play out, I think. This one here. So the fact that it hasn't taken, the way it just reacted, I don't like the way it's reacted on the 1 minute, because it hasn't retested this level, but it is pushing down, which suggests that it will still come back for this liquidity here, but it's at the moment it's pushing down on the sells. So we'll see. You might see, if I was looking at this in terms of what I would think might happen, I'd probably see price come down here, this area here maybe, come back to this level, then push back further down to somewhere around here, again pull up to here, maybe further down here, and then we'll probably see it come longer term, we'll probably see it then come up to these levels. That's probably what I'd be looking at on gold. That's on the 1 minute. It might take a lot longer to play out than that, but that's the kind of price action I'd be probably expecting to see play out, just purely because of the way that impulsive move took place. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Alex is on the phone, but that's pretty much us for today. I'm certainly going to be on the Fivers live stream again at 12:30 CET. If below 60, I'll enter. If close below 60 and retest the 20 and the 200. What time frame are you looking at on that, Hamed? But yeah, I'll be on the live stream from 12:30 CET, 11:30 GMT, on the 5 minute. Gotcha. Yeah, looks nice. I'm not sure we'll see sells on gold personally, but let's see on the 4 hour. We've got another contraction here. We've taken the high of that contraction and we have tapped into this area. So maybe we're leaving this behind. Maybe we're leaving this liquidity for another time. 2 hours, 10 minutes left. Possibility. So, and actually just looking at it on the 4 hour, you might actually be in really nice swing sells right now. Really nice swing sells actually. So much so that I think I might look at taking a position. Let's see. Let's see. We've taken out the high of this contraction here. We had this contraction on this side. Could well be a nice area for sells, actually. Could really be a nice area for sells. I want to see how it plays out a bit longer, but we'll see. I'd probably be waiting to see a retest of this and see how it plays out. It could well be then sells. Let's see. As I said, guys, I'm on later on the Fivers live stream in a few hours. Hopefully Alex will be joining me. If not, then I'll see you there. Hopefully see you guys, those of you who are already members, then hope to see you in the ABL community, where we're looking to build out more and more of that content. If you haven't seen it, there was an announcement yesterday where I shared what the rewards program is going to be for Alpha Beta Labs, so make sure you check that out in the announcements channel. There's some exciting news in there, so be sure to check that out. The more content, the more insights, the more knowledge that you guys share with the community, and the more likes and comments you get from it, the more rewards you're going to get. So we really want to build a community. We want to build a platform that is genuinely educational, genuinely supportive, genuinely helpful for traders of all brokers, of all prop firms, of all asset types. So make sure you come and join us, get in there, and share your insights and your thoughts on there. That is it from us. I will say goodbye on behalf of Alex, but thanks ever so much for joining, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the stream, and I'll see you again tomorrow or later on the Fivers. Cheers, guys. Bye.